Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir. Here we are at episode 7 of the She-Hulk Attorney at Law show with 2 more episodes to go. And you know, I want this show to be good. I really do. And if you've noticed, I've actually been kinder to the show than most people. But the writing is absolutely killing the show. We start off with a montage of Jen dating Josh. He's the guy from last week's wedding episode. And I knew it was a bad sign immediately when I saw that they were doing this dating sequence as a montage. It pretty much screamed that Josh was either going to ghost her or he was going to be a bad guy. Spoiler, I was right on both. But what bugged me was when Jen woke up after seeing Josh and sleeping with Josh, and he's gone. No note, no text, nothing. Her reaction? She smiled and then texted him that it was fun. That didn't set off any alarm bells for her. Nothing? And then she spends days just checking her phone every 5 minutes, without even sending a "what the F, Josh" type text. I was expecting hyper-competent Nikki to say something along those lines, but she doesn't. I suppose Nikki is just biding her time to catch Jen on the rebound. But why does Jen keep coming off as dumb? So we move to the main plot. Emil Blotsky, the Abomination, has a power inhibitor that stopped working, and his parole officer calls Jen so they can go check up on him. So Jen goes to the ranch and everything is fine. The inhibitor just got shorted out. But we do get more Tim Roth, and that's always a good thing. Emil is running a sort of therapy ranch with, actually, none of the girls from his parole hearing around. I noticed that. But instead, we have a bunch of D-list characters from the comics doing therapy sessions. Yet again, the show relies on a bunch of over-the-top guest stars for the humor of the show. If you can call it humor. Jen's car gets smashed and she has to wait for a tow. The overlong joke of Jen having no cell signal and waiting to hear from Josh leads her to walk around the campus until she gets to the villain therapy session. And then this other dude comes in and there's a gag about knowing who he is. And I legit thought that my joke from the last episode was going to come true, and it was one of the 4 dudes at the bar from the first episode. But no, it's the Wrecker from a couple episodes ago when he and the rest of the wrecking crew tried to steal her blood. I did not even recognize him, to be honest. So there's a minor tussle, and Emil calms everyone down. And here's where Jen is stupid a second time. She doesn't follow up on anything with him about the attack, and it's never mentioned again. Not even a, "you and me, outside, we need to talk about what you did and you need to tell me why you did it." Yeah, I get that he can't hurt her as She-Hulk, but he could still do a number on her as Jen, human Jen, even without his crowbar. And if there was ever a time on this show for a lecture about women feeling unsafe around men, it would have been right now. And they didn't do it. But that's not even the dumbest thing that Jen does in this episode. The therapy group gets Jen to sit down and open up about Josh and what happened with their dates and that. And of course, the men all immediately know about ghosting and that Jen has been ghosted. And then Jen opens up about how she feels. You really need to listen to this.
Jen is great, and no one cares when they're She-Hulk. So, I meet this guy who actually likes Jen, and that just felt good to know that, And then he ghosts me, and it sucks.
Tatiana is wasted on this show. I mean, ignore the CGI and listen to her voice cracking. She sells it. That was really good. And it goes against every bloody thing we've seen from Jen on this show. You see, Jen has shown multiple times that she doesn't like being She-Hulk, as opposed to the comics where when she temporarily lost the ability to revert to human form, her reaction was, whatever. This show has not shown that Jen's personality is any different as She-Hulk or in her human form, whereas in the comics, she's less inhibited in her She-Hulk form. And, of course, she is going to get a lot of attention as She-Hulk. She's a 6'7" green Amazon goddess. It just seems like the writers are writing what they think attractive women feel. If anything, this only makes us wonder why she doesn't hang out in her She-Hulk form more often. But she wants people to like her as Jen. Yet, we have literally seen men offer to buy human Jen drinks in the past. She does get attention. Maybe not on the dating apps, but she does get attention. And of course, when she returns to human form, she gets to have an entire room of men validating her. You know, I actually kind of like the idea of a spin-off comedy where Tim Roth leads a therapy session type show where they have some, recurring actors like Manbull and El Aguilia, and even Porcupine, having them helping out the D-list villain of the week get over their hang-ups. That could be fun. But in this episode, like the others before, Jen seems to take a backseat to other far more interesting characters, even silly ones, especially the silly ones. I give this a 3 o'clock, only because Tatiana is really doing the best she can with what she is given. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Wait, so Josh copied her phone, took a nude pic of Jen sleeping, and then texted that he stole her blood. I don't see any needles around, so did he... was she... Oh, no. I don't want to know because I don't want to see an episode focused on that.